Now, I mean, the old days, I mean, let's say 20, 30 years ago, people said you had bad systems and good sound systems, and the difference between a good and a bad sound system was very big. Nowadays, with DSP, with all the available supply chains towards in terms of speakers, in terms of filters, in terms of designs that you can download and optimization software. The difference between actually a good and a bad sound system has diminished over time, and that's the reason why a lot of people say there are no bad sound systems anymore. However, we try to focus on the upper end to make the best sound systems even better, to advance and make again a bigger difference between a good sound system and a bad sound system. Of course, there's a lot of engineering behind it, what we do. One of the things is, of course, the Pro-Ribbon mid-high frequency technology. It's a transducer technology that we've been mastering and registering over a time span of 30 plus years, actually. We mastered that in terms of horizontal dispersion, in terms of vertical dispersion, in terms of reliability, in terms of power output. But the difference between a good and a bad sound system nowadays is not shown in a regular, normal situation, but particularly in worse conditions where it's difficult to obtain a very good intelligibility, to obtain a very good coverage, and still have this top fidelity sound quality. That sets the top system apart from a mediocre or even a bad sound system. There are good examples. If you look at outdoor festivals, wind sensitivity of a system, throw of a system. You know, what's the actual coverage capability of the high frequency over distance? If you look at reverberant places, how do you get a very high direct sound impression versus the reflective sound? In terms of gain before feedback, you know, how do you get very high gain before feedback in reverberant places, but also in ordinary places where you have a very microphone sensitive reproduction happening. There's critical reference monitoring applications where you need to have an identical tonal balance between low, medium and high sound pressure levels, like cinema. It's speech, music and effect happening at the same time. It's very difficult to translate with ordinary speaker technology, compression drivers if it needs to be loud, or soft dome tweeters, metal dome tweeters, or even air motion transformers, although that last category is somewhat related to what we do. But in those critical circumstances is where the top sound system differentiates itself from the normal, ordinary sound system. So there's a number of advantages, as I described: the gain before feedback, the throw, sensitivity. Now with immersive, interestingly enough, imaging of immersive sound happens particularly between the 10 and the 20 kilohertz. Our systems run all the way flat, all the way up to and beyond 20 kilohertz. But with the new patent that we registered, we not only have control in the horizontal plane coverage, but we also have control in the vertical plane. That means now we can have a Pro-Ribbon surround, immersive surround speaker with 120 degrees horizontal by 90 degrees vertical, and that's full coverage, so from 1 kilohertz to 20 kilohertz, not at the single frequency, but the full frequency range between 1 kilohertz and 20 kilohertz. And create that from one speaker with the fast impulse response and the flat frequency response of the Pro-Ribbon technology. And that is unique. So with that you can create a fully immersive sound field within a space, within a 360 space, and that's unique all the way up to the highest frequency. So with the technology there's a lot of advantages, but it depends on the application. Could it be cinema? We're making sound systems for cinema. We're making systems for studio, post-production. We're making systems for a large sound reinforcement. The Off Festival this year will again feature quite a number of Alcons systems on several stages. So, and that sets us apart from the inception of sound, so the creation in a studio, all the way up to the largest play-out, largest performance. It's the exact same technology that we use, the exact same components, exact same amplification, from the inception in studio all the way up to mastering, to play-out, screening rooms, could be theaters, could be auditoria, could be a 50,000 seat stadium arena system, and it's the exact same technology that we can use for that without any compromise. So the engineer has an accompanying sound system in his workflow from beginning to the end, and relying on the exact same reference, and with that guaranteeing the exact same experience. That's Alcons unique.